Shout out to Caressa McKnight for sending me this story that is coming out of Pennsylvania. And when I tell you, when his image popped up, not only did I see it like this, but it was kind of stretched, so it looked even more eerie. But this man's name is James Anthony Batista, and he worked at this place called Little Friends Daycare, and he has now been accused of sexually assaulting 4 children between the ages of 3 and 7. I can just look at this picture right here and tell that he is a certified creep, because if this is his mugshot, I'm like this, anybody who smiles in their mugshot and they're accused of a certain crime such as this, they most likely did it. A man who worked at a now closed suburban daycare with his wife is accused of sexually assaulting several young children. James Anthony Batista, age 70, is charged with rape of a child, unlawful contact with a minor, aggravated indecent assault, and endangering the welfare of children. Batista is accused of raping at least 4 children between the ages of 3 and 7 at Little Friends Daycare, the in-home daycare that his wife owned in Penn Township in Chester County. The alleged assaults occurred between 2006 and 2009. I'm kind of mad that they're just now bringing this out to the light, like over 10 years later. Little Friends Daycare was located near Penn London Elementary School and Avon Grove Intermediate School in West Grove. Now, before I even go any further, I'm reading this from the article, and in the subheading of another article or another story, it reads, "Man says tape appears to show R. Kelly abusing girls." Now, how ironic, they're going to slip something in there about R. Kelly when it's talking about this guy right here. But anyway, let me continue. The investigation first began in August of 2009 when the first victim came forward accusing Batista of sexually assaulting her. A second victim came forward in April 2010. No charges were brought forth back then. This goes back to the whole thing of constantly giving them slaps on the wrist. That leads people to continue to do and act in their debauchery. I already talked about this in a couple of my videos. The victims were 3 and 4. A decision was made based on that and other factors to hold off on the prosecution at that time. The business later closed, and Batista and his wife moved to Delaware County in 2010. To have a pedophile so close is sickening, Sandra Laxton, Batista's former neighbor, told NBC10. 2 more victims later came forward accusing Batista of sexually assaulting them when they were children. The latest allegation was made on June 14th of last year. Batista was arrested on Wednesday during a traffic stop in Drexel Hill. He was arraigned and remanded to the Chester County Prison on a $500,000 straight bail pending a preliminary hearing on March 19th. Police announced Thursday that they believe more victims are out there. Due to the severity of the crimes and the fact that Batista came in contact with numerous children over the years, we have reason to believe that there are more victims that have yet to come forward, Pennsylvania State Lieutenant William Donahue says. Trooper Galena had a message for potential victims. "We are there for you. You may be scared. You may not want to come forward, but we will keep your anonymity as best as we can. And we will investigate whatever crime occurred to you to the fullest extent." You want to know why? Another reason why this doesn't surprise me either. Look at where a lot of those stories involving those priests come out of. A lot of them come out of these Pennsylvania townships, aka rural PA, aka predominantly white towns. I said anything outside of Philly is pretty much white as far as Pennsylvania goes. You might have a sprinkle of black people here and there or other non-white individuals, but they're majority white. Anything outside of Philly, for the most part, that's like the blackest part of the entire state of Pennsylvania, to be quite honest. I never understood it back then, but one of my college classmates, she always told me, she said, "I'm not from PA, I'm from Philly." And I never knew what she said by, or what she meant by that. And she basically was saying we don't claim that other part. But now looking at it now and thinking about what she said back then, now I understand what she means. It is like 2 different worlds. And if you have ever been to Philly and you go to another part of PA, it's like 2 different places. That's just like for me living in PG County. And if I go to Baltimore, that's like a whole nother part of Maryland, like a whole nother realm. And anyone will tell you that. But back to this guy. He, like I said, just look at him. I always say, if they look crazy and he looks very crazy, very psychotic in nature. 9 times out of 10 they are, and by looking at this, I can tell he did what he did. Just lock his ass up too. Don't even need to stretch out a trial, just do it, like Nike says. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.